So mega jumps, speed run percent here. You guys ready for the countdown? All right, in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, what's up, everybody? This is DeadCore. No wall clips, no mega jumps, speed run percent. For those who don't know, DeadCore is a first-person shooter platformer. It's kind of often compared to games such as, well, they're first-person platformers, but a lot of people like to compare it to Portal in particular. I'm here to tell you that that's not good. They are in fact very different games. There are some puzzling moments in this game. This game is much more platform than it is a puzzler. Portal is obviously much more a puzzler over a platformer. It's a really cool, kind of beautiful game. Levels are designed in a manner in which there's multiple routes to take in like basically every instance. And then one of my favorite things about this game in particular is it's about 99% execution or skill and about 1% RNG. So whenever I mess up, it's basically always my fault, and I love that. I'm not a fan of losing runs to dumb luck, I guess. So about the category, this is no wall clips, no mega jumps, speed run percent. Essentially what that means is, so no wall clips, no mega jumps, it's just limitations on the category itself. This means I can't execute glitches of wall clips or mega jumps. The reason for this is, no wall clips and mega jumps is kind of known to be the most popular category and also the most sporting. Allows glitches, but it's not completely utterly broken, and that's why it's considered to be the most sporting category. The speedrun percent part comes from when I'm menuing, I guess. There's when I'm in the menu, because you'll notice every time I end a level, I go back to the menu. When you play story mode, this wouldn't happen, but in speedrun percent, we do this because there's literally a menu that's called speedrunning, and you go to that menu and all the levels are there. So a big difference between like a regular run of DeadCore and speedrun percent is that in a regular run you just do the 5 story mode levels and that's it. And you use the timer on your gun. You can see there's a timer on my gun. But for speedrun percent you don't use that timer because every time you level and go back to the main menu, it resets. When you're doing the like regular no wall clips and mega jumps run, it's continuous and keeps track of in-game time. So something that's particularly special about this run is that we do actually use RTA timers for this category. Right now I'm on a level called Epsilon. This level is one of the more optimized levels of this category. This category is actually really young for DeadCore. Not a lot of runs in this category, and it's not very optimized because it's relatively young and there's not that many runners doing it right now. But it is a really cool category that really allows people to see the whole game and what it has to offer. So I really like that. The next level is Zeta. I like Zeta. I like the aesthetic of Zeta. There's not a lot of blue skies in DeadCore. And this one has blue skies, so I appreciate that. Another thing to note about this game in general is, as far as plot goes, it's pretty non-existent. You can pick up logs and they're real cryptic about some type of story, but I mean the real core of this game is about the mechanics, and yeah, basically mechanics and the visuals. Yeah, so I've already done a lot of levels here, but I think it's about time to start talking about mechanics of the game itself. So in this game, there's a lot of speed text. Right there, I'm doing what's called a curve boost. That's actually a blast curve boost. So we'll talk about that one first. Curve boosting is where you approach, or you're on where you sit. I guess I should start here. So on my gun, as well as timer, there's that yellow meter. That's my dash. I can't dash if that meter is red or if it's empty. It recharges when I'm not dashing. So I'm doing another curve boost here. Instead of kind of sliding down this edge, if I dash on the right spot of that edge, I get a big boost of air. So we use this to traverse levels in ways that we ordinarily could not use. So, another trick I've been doing is a relatively new one. It is right there. Ooh, almost died. Actually, we discovered this on Wednesday, or discovered is probably not the right word. We didn't know the full potential of the trick, but basically there's this trick called grab boosting. So, just before that, I was passing through those purple fields. I'm going up to the fall. So now I'm back to like story mode levels. You'll also notice I'm not going in an order of... No, I'm switching topics here, but you don't notice I'm not going in the order of levels that are like just displayed in that menu there. There is a reason to this. Basically, we just get the ugly levels out of the way first. It's not really fast to do them in the order, except, you know, maybe do them at the top of the list first. Oops. Besides that, it's just get rid of the levels that you might be more likely to reset on first. Yeah. I'll come back to the topic of grab boosting when I have another opportunity to do it. But right now I do not. I will be doing another trick here, right here, called a super dash jump. So I'm dashing into that blue flame, that pad there, we call it boost pad or jump pad or whatever. Basically, we dash into that, and then we jump in a window of 2 frames as we hit that blue pad. We literally have just 2 frames to do it. And in doing so, we get shot up really high in the air, and we get a lot of velocity and speed from doing it. This trick saved so much time in so many instances, in so many different categories, besides glitchless, because you're not allowed to do it. And it's a really, really hard trick, probably one of the hardest tricks to master in this game. But it's a really, really valuable trick that'll you need to shoot this wall. It'll save you a lot of time in the end if you just figure it out. There is kind of a rhythm to it. But yeah. Moving on to tower. This is the second level of like the main story. Again, we're doing all the levels, not just the story levels here. Nothing too crazy in this one. I'm going to be doing a blast curve boost here. I kind of already discussed curve boosting. Just, I didn't get it high enough there. There we go. Just dashing out those curved surfaces. It's a good amount of air. I'm doing another super dash jump here. Look at the air I want. I think I can make this. There we go. Got that checkpoint too. By the way, those green circles, I have been dodging a lot of them. Pretty seasoned DeadCore runner. I've ran it in multiple marathons, ran it in SGQ. So I know when and when to not take a checkpoint. There will be actually instances in the run itself in which I will purposely be skipping checkpoints though, just for speed strats. And I'll call that out too. I'm doing another big curve boost here. That one's actually, I think, hardest or second hardest curve boost in the game. Really happy I got that first try, actually. Whew. So, yeah. Do another trick here. It's just called a blast dash jump there. And we're wrapping up the tower here. We'll do a little blast there. Speedrun percent is a really awkward category to commentate because, one, again, we do the levels out of order. Two, you already have everything unlocked. This is, to do speedrun percent, you have to have a 100% save file to have all the levels unlocked. So, you already have all the collectibles you need to get good times. So there's no talking about that stuff. So really, it's just, you know, talking about the core mechanics and, you know, maybe a little bit of history of the game. So, quite awkward compared to other categories. Right now I'm trying to do another super dash jump. Again, it's a 2-frame trick. I got not a good one. Come on. There she is. Alright. Back on it. This is actually, this level's called The Void. This is actually my favorite level as far as the main story goes, the main campaign. First super dash jump there and failed. We're going to do a backup strat here. Do a little curve boost. There we go. Yeah, but this is actually my favorite level in the core of the game. Just a really beautifully done level. Dodge this laser. Come on out. Laser gate's there. We're gonna dodge it, and we're gonna get up there. Didn't. Drat. So we're gonna have to go back down and hit that pad again. That's a risk to take when you try to dodge that laser gate there. Alright, so I'm gonna do this final trick. I'll try to. I failed it. I'll do a pack-up strat. Let's try and do another super dash jump there. Again, it's really, really efficient if you can get good at those, but it's an insanely hard trick to do. So we'll just do a backup strats and keep on going. That was the Void. Now we're going to a pretty infamous level called the Storm. I like to refer to this level as the Noob Killer. Whenever new runners start playing this game, or new people in general, even just casual players, they kind of get wrecked by this level. The reason is this level is really maze-like, probably more so than any others. But when you're playing the campaign mode, this level, ooh, I should have went up. This level shows a mechanic, introduces a mechanic that, I mean, you guys have already seen, but for new runners, they don't know about it. It's that these things can end up, the grav fields here. Basically, and generally, when dealing with those grav fields, you shoot them, and then when you enter the purple field, that's created. I'm gonna grab this check more for safety strats. When you enter that purple field, generally speaking, your feet go where that white box was. This isn't 100% true for all scenarios. Actually, you'll see that in the end of this level, but for the most part, that is fact. I didn't get here. I need it there. I'm gonna try to do a little flash dash jump. Get up there. There we go. And I'm gonna do. There we go. Yeah. You'll notice I've been doing a lot of shooting the ground too. It's another mechanic I failed to mention. It's actually a pretty common thing in a lot of first-person shooters. It's more commonly known as rocket jumping. So I'm basically shooting the ground and getting extra air, but because the power of the pickup in DeadCore is called blast, we call it blast jumping, and we do it again right here. Grab a checkpoint. Right here, I'm going to be doing a series of 2 in a row. I'm going to be doing some curve boosts here. Basically, right here, the game expects us to kind of go through this gauntlet of bad guys and obstacles that can be really troublesome. So rather than doing that, we chain some curve boosts together and we just skip that stuff. Alright, we're about halfway through the storm. Not only is this level, you know, maze-like and confusing with the new mechanic, it's kind of long. It's one of the longer ones. I'm doing a super dash jump here if I get it. Heck yeah. Oh. Okay, shoot. That's a bummer. Ripperoonies. Where am I? Alright. We're gonna go back up there. Here we are. Back to where we were. Let's not do that again. I don't recall what I was saying. But, alright, we got through it. Yeah, we're wrapping this level up. Field. This is an interesting spot in this level, too. So you got this grav field here. You kind of just sit in this pocket here where you're not even inside it and you keep going through, and generally the enemies don't even pester you. They just let you through. Super dash jump here, and then we're gonna try and land ourselves at the top of this. There we go. Yeah. And coming up is an instance where the grav fields do not put you. The white box does not represent where your feet goes. So, oh shoot! I'm gonna be honest. The screen is really dark, so I did not see that laser. Hopefully, I can. There we go. Cool. The storm is done. Moving on, we go to Ada. From here on out, I'm gonna be doing levels in order. I'm gonna be showing off the new mechanic that we kind of discovered on Wednesday in this level, especially. That was a really weak one of it, of grab boosting. Essentially, though, the mechanic is this: you dash out of one of those purple fields, and then while your character is in animation, to revert to like a regular gravity stance, like reverts back to where gravity actually is. If you do a dash jump or like a regular jump in the middle of that animation, you'll get this big boost of air launching you upwards. I'm gonna redo that. Going for a super dash jump here. But yeah, grab boosting is brand new, and so it's a little young for a mechanic in the game, but so we haven't utilized or found all the uses I think that we can use it for, but that's another form of grab boosting right there, actually. But yeah, there's a lot of potential for this mechanic, and I'm really excited to see what we're going to do with it. There's more. My favorite grab boost skip is coming up, actually. It's not this, even though that's also a grab boost. Kind of skipping obstacles here. Try and do another one here. Got a little one there. And do a curve boost here. And then this is my favorite grab boost in the game thus far. Again, this is a brand new mechanic. I didn't get quite the height I wanted there. But still, that's skipping a lot of troublesome obstacles. Now, we haven't really talked about the enemies in this game, and the reason is, although this is a first-person shooter platformer, the enemies are pretty non-existent. We're really fast, we're really capable of just kind of moving away from them, and they're slow, so it's not too relevant. Oops, there we go. Again, I'm doing a chain of curve boosts here. One thing we didn't really talk about, I guess, we sort of talked about the gun and how it has the timer and it has the boost meter. Obviously, it shoots stuff, because while we're on the topic of enemies, you can't kill enemies in this game. It's another reason we don't even really bother with them. You can't kill them, you can't dispatch them. Our gun is called the switch gun, and really all it does is turn things on and off. So, I mean, and dashing and keep time too, but as far as enemies go, I mean, it turns them on and off. It also does this for like doors and stuff like that. And I'm not really going where I want to go here. We'll make it work. Okay. So when I shoot an enemy, they're basically they kind of sink to the ground and they just kind of time out. It's not really advantageous to do so unless they're really in your direct path, which, generally speaking, we're not taking intended routes that devs intended anyways, so they're not ever really there. Yeah. We'll do a pretty cool strat coming up here. I am going to shoot this guy. He's like the one enemy that can actually kill you. Again, you can't kill him. You just shut him off. I'm going to do a dash blast from here, do a wall blast jump there. And then I'm going to do a blast here and jump here, and then boom. We just skip, again, a lot of just troublesome trash that we do not want to deal with. And then we're just going to kind of glide across this pit of death here, these laser fields. And then we're going to kind of set ourselves up to do the same. Didn't mean to use all my boost there. This is not good. Uh-oh. Okay, we're good. We're good. Woo. That laser wall, yeah, that would have been a heartbreaker. All right. So that was Theta. We're on to Ascension. This is the final level of the regular story mode, but not the final level of this run. This level traditionally is known as the Run Killer. This level just kind of ruins people's days. There's some really tricky super dash jumps that are like, this level is super dependent on super dash jumps. Again, that's the 2-frame trick I've been talking about. That you just really need to get down, otherwise your times are basically going to suffer. So that's why this is the Run Killer. You might have like the best pace ever, and then you get here and just run, dies, tracks. Fun fact about this section right here is I've never completed this little obstacle course without dying in a marathon setting ever. So far, so good though. So I think this is actually the first time ever. You'll also note that just right there, while I was going through the obstacle course, I was purposely skipping checkpoints. Again, those are the green circles on the ground. We don't see a lot of them because we avoid them really, because they're just kind of out of the way. But I was intentionally going on my way to avoid those again, just to prevent backtracking in that particular section. Had I picked up a checkpoint in that section, I would have had to just dash my way back rather than reset, pressing R, resetting at the checkpoint. So saved a good amount of time. Coming up here is the run killer moment. It won't kill my run, but it kills a lot of runs. And when I say it won't kill my run, maybe I jinxed it. That was a laser in which one of the enemies I mentioned that could kill me was trying to. Thankfully, he failed. Alright, so this platform here is just super awkward. You're not really supposed to walk on this, but we're gonna try and set up a really good super dash jump. One thing I failed to mention as well is not all these boost pads are created equal. Some will send you really, really far up and high in the air. If you combine this with the mechanic we've discussed multiple times, the super dash jump, well, the results are kind of ridiculous. So at this point, we're trying to activate these towers. So I'm going to shoot this wall with my blast gun there, and I activate this tower. There's 2 more to go, and we're going to be... The second one's pretty simple, as long as you can do some dash jumps. There's a really huge reoccurring mechanic in this run. So, sorry if I'm saying too much. Maybe you guys, I don't know, start some kind of game every time I say it. That could be fun. Second tower is activated. The reason we're activating these towers, by the way, is because this is the final level, so I guess the devs felt like they needed to, add an extra mechanic in. So basically, we can't leave the level until we activate these towers. So we have to, go out on this adventure and activate all 3. This one's the furthest out, and it sometimes can be the most nerve-wracking, even though it's not the hardest one. We're doing fine. Alright, we'll do a little curve boost here. I got some good air there, so I should be able to activate this tower without touching the ground. Got it. Oops, I missed my boost pad there. Then I'm just going to blast dash jump to the exit here. And that's Ascension. And that, again, that would be the final level if this was a different category, but it's not. This is speedrun percent, in which we're going to be doing all the levels. Next is Iota. This is a really cool level. One of my favorites in this category, actually. This level is just really cool if you can pull it off, and I didn't. If you can pull it off in like one go without mistakes. It's just a really kind of pretty IL or individual level run. It's just cool. So we're activating these doors, and when we get to the end of this grab, we jump at the exact right time, and then we get that grab boost, which gives us a good amount of speed in there. Doing a super dash jump here in attempts to get the... I didn't get it. So we want to be right there. Go up, watch our head. And then we're gonna... Where am I? Here we are. I failed it. Fortunately, I couldn't get the pretty version of this level for you. Get the sloppy marathon version. That's alright. Well, we're doing that super dash jump again. I didn't quite get a full one either. You can tell because I didn't actually get where I was trying to go. So here we go. 3rd time's the charm. And there it is. I'm gonna wait for these. There we go. And I'm gonna wait for this one too. Dash through this laser gate. Activate this generator. Boom. And that's that level. Iota. On to Kappa. Let Let me see some Kappas for Kappa, please. That'd be great. This level is actually called Kappa. It's pretty great. Whoops. This level is a long one. We got some strats though to speed it up, but this is definitely another one of the longer levels in this run, or in the game. So like Extension, the run killing level, we got one of these blocks, it's really awkward, but it's got one of those really, really powerful boost pads on it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up a really good super dash jump here again, and we're gonna try and just replicate that trick, in which we succeeded. You can see we're just kind of going really, 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 really high, and then as soon as we reach peak height there, we're gonna glide on over this section, skipping a decent portion of the level. One thing that I think is worth noting is this is again like a no major skips category. There are other glitches that are more ridiculous than super dash jumps, or particularly mega jumps. And just want to mention that they're super broken. If you want to see how broken this game can get, you should check out DeadCore 80% runs. It's pretty ridiculous. So I'm attempting to do a wall blast jump here, and I got it. And then I'm gliding on over, and I don't have to grab this checkpoint here. Marathon safety strats. Again, this is one of the long levels. It really sucked to die here. So we're gonna grab that checkpoint. And we're gonna dash through. Alright. One of these bad guys can kill us again. I am gonna knock him out. If he doesn't die, we can knock him out. Grab this checkpoint as well, just because there's a really, really cool strat coming up here. Actually, it's currently maybe my favorite strat in the game. This one was invented by another runner named Nerillanthos. Shout out to that guy if he's watching. Basically, I'm going to do a little curve boost here, and I'm going to go to the back of this. Shoot, I failed it. I was trying to do a wall blast jump there. The reason this is cool though is because there's these chutes, and basically you go down them, then you go up them, and you go down them, messing up again. And with this strat, if you do it in a timely manner, makes it so that you don't have to go down, up, down, up, down, up, but rather you just go up by coming from the bottom of this chute. I'm gonna kill this guy though, knock him out real quick. Reactivate this. And all we got left is these laser gates, and we're shoot. The good thing we grabbed that that checkpoint. It's good. Safety strats are OP, guys. All right, so I get to show off this really cool skip again. Hooray! Oh, I didn't quite get there though, and I'm low in boost. All right. Try this a couple more times, and maybe we'll just go the intended route. There it is. We're gonna shoot this guy first, then go up. Alright, here's the laser gates again. Rip. Alright. You technically don't have to go through that laser gate. It is faster, so that's what I'm, shooting for, but third time is not the charm. I think this next time around I'm gonna skip going through that laser gate. In fact, let's just show you guys how this is supposed to go, so you can see the point of this trick. Here we go. So you go up, and then you have to go back down. And you can't go down. You have to go back up. As you can see, this is a big waste of time. So there's a laser gate I keep dying at, and I'm just gonna do a little trick here called curve boosting, and we're gonna go over it because we've died there too many times. All right, there's Kappa. Whew. We're on our way home here. We got 3 more levels there. Clement, Nicholas, and Wandrill. So this is a pretty cool level now because of the new mechanic, newfound mechanic of grab boosting. So that section is a lot faster as I was grab boosting through those purple fields there. Whoops. I'll be doing another super dash jump here if I can get it. I failed it. We're gonna keep trying though. There she is. Alright, and then we're gonna just glide on over to this boost right here. Grab this checkpoint. I would never not grab that checkpoint. It's not one you ever skip. I didn't get a good boost there, so we're on our way over here. Yeah. And we're gonna do the same thing here. The curve boost. We getting a good one? Yeah, we got a good one. So we can get right up to here the first time. Kind of got robbed there. Generally speaking, you can sometimes hit the boost pads in a really awkward way in which they kind of rob you of height. It feels really bad. There's really nothing you can do about it. That's just the way the game is. So go over here again. Woo! All right, wrapping this level up. One more little section here. It's kind of tricky. So I'm gonna go up this. I'm gonna shoot this. Shoot these guys here. And hopefully the gate stays open. It did. And then we're done. On to Nicholas. Probably the most hardcore level in the entire game. Kappa. You'll see. So I'm just gonna go over here. Boost up here. And jump over here. That was Nicholas. Yeah. And last but not least, Wandrill. This is actually the worst level in the game. Hopefully this goes well, because this level is just the worst. Oh, shoot. I'm trying to do some curve boosting here. I'm not really getting them. There's one. Okay. Boost pad here. I'm gonna do a super dash jump here. I do this so that I can just kind of go over here. One of the reasons I absolutely do not like this level is this section right here. There's no way to skip this. I have to wait for these blocks to fall. It's just a big waste of time. So I'm just chilling here, waiting for these blocks. Alright. Blocks have fallen. I can continue. Do a super dash jump here. Allows us to get up to here, and then try for another one. We didn't get it. So now we wait for this block to fall so we can use this boost pad. This level's a little too much waiting for me. Alright. So we're about halfway through Wandrill. But we haven't really seen the ugly stuff. Do a super dash jump here. Now I could go all the way over there and just start skipping stuff, but because this level is atrocious, I'm gonna grab that checkpoint. This is where it kind of gets hairy. They put these enemies here, right where you land to get through. And they put that turret there, and they put those laser gates there too, and it just makes things really difficult, really frustrating sometimes. Super dash up here. You'll see here to the left, things are looking kind of weird. There's actually a developer's face right there. If I were to press this button right there, which I'm not, the button right there, it would show his face better. But it's actually faster to not do that and use his face as like kind of a climbing path. So, oops, there we go. Gonna do a grab boost here. Wrapping this up. We got another super dash up here I hope to get. Just a decent time save. I don't have to hit that one. I can just go straight to this block here. And we got there. And basically, we'll be blast jumping and dash blast jumping our way to the exit here. So So, yeah, I guess I'll just take a moment to do some shout-outs. Shout-outs to the DeadCore community. You guys are great. You're in chat. Thanks a lot. Shoot. And shout-outs to anyone else, and my followers, supporters who are here as well. Shout-outs to Stigma guys for throwing this on. It's really cool of them. That's time.
35-12.
Nice. Yeah, thanks everyone for having me. I have 2 more runs today also, so stick around. There's also other great runs up next. Isn't the next one Animal Racing? Yeah, next one's Animal Racing, so stick around for that. It's really tight. Yeah, thanks a bunch, guys.
All right, thank you, imawakka. Next up is Wild Animal Racing by Newtman King. Take a few minutes to get set up for that. In the meantime, we've had a $10 donation from Helix. Comment says, shoutouts to the Midwest Speedfest guys at this event. imawakka, Count Gooby, the Oblivinator, Sexrax, Scarian, Newtman King, and the Flying Marlin. Hope you all are having a good time. Put this money towards saving the animals in Project Base. Oh, and don't forget to hold W.